It's the Armtillery blur. There you go.
I bring it everywhere I go.
Now you can't. Oh God, now it's on me. See, now you can't get rid of it. Now everybody wants the blur.
Now it's the thing, right? The thing that pisses me off is if I could nail it, that background would be so sick.
Oh God, because like you have a little candle there. It's like
I got my dungeon, man. That's where I get down at right there.
God, this fucking camera.
See, now you know
Perfect.
my pain.
All right, at least it picks up my grays.
Dude, Mo's telling me about that. You and me are gray. We're Silver Fox brothers.
Yeah.
We're gonna be gray by the time we're 35.
That's not that far.
No, it's not. But the way it's going. Fuck.
I like the grays. I've been
like
gray
this,
since
so.
like middle school.
She likes it, so I don't care. Whatever.
That's all right. Just whatever makes her happy, man.
Right, man. So what's up? What's new? Tell me about this new job of yours.
So, update. Life. I like life updates. I like learning about people's lives and things like that. Obviously, so I like to do this. But so I got a call this morning about a new job. So I'll be doing kind of like an occupational safety type job that I had like 3 interviews for.
Nice.
So I won't have enough free time to do what I've kind of been doing, right?
Yeah.
As far as all the lives and stuff like that. But maybe, I don't know. It's one thing I really like about it is it's an hourly job, so it's not that fucking salary bullshit.
Yeah.
You know when they say like, "Oh, we're gonna pay you X amount," and it's like high, but they're gonna make you work 90 hours. And it's like, dude, if I got a second job, I would have been making more money.
And not only that, but you really gotta love what you do when it's a salary position. You really gotta be in it, in order for it to be worth your time.
Yeah.
Trust me, a salary restaurant manager, you're looking at one that had done that most of his life and looking for something new. I actually got a call back as well. I don't know. It's like a hiring company, like a company that helps other companies get talent acquisition and stuff like that.
Okay, like a recruiter.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah. So we'll see. I just got the call back as far as the like the phone interview and stuff, and seemed like it went pretty well. So I'm excited. Good. Yeah, good vibes through and through for me and Legendary.
All right, we're moving up in the world.
Yeah, but I'm right there with you, and I know that it's going to take some time away from arm wrestling. I have made it very clear I need Saturdays off, just because of what we've kind of created, and then also I have my events every other alternating Saturday, so it's kind of been like my day. But other than that, I was like, sign me up because I need to work as much as I can. So I'm sure you know.
Yeah. I'm just happy they didn't ask me like, what do you like to do in your free time? Because I was ready to say that arm wrestling thing, and they'll be like, what? What?
Cocked and loaded, right?
Yeah.
Don't you love the weird looks we get when we bring that up to people for the first time?
Oh yeah.
You're kidding me, right?
How do you do that in bars?
Where do you even do that at? Like, where can you do that?
Do you guys have like events like in stadiums? It's like, no, we don't.
Do you break your arms?
Yeah, every week I break my arms. And they grow back.
Yeah.
Then I break them again.
Pretty much, honestly.
It's funny. Dino's wife. So when he got involved in arm wrestling, and he was gonna have like a tournament or whatever, she thought it was gonna be like in the Westgate Stadium. Like she thought it was like some huge thing. I'm like, no, it's legit. It's in a backyard.
Like not even like Europe's biggest one I'm trying to think of is like not even a stadium. Realistically, it's a venue, but it's not a stadium. You know what I mean?
You don't want it to be in a big complicated stadium anyway.
At that point, there's going to be way too many politics involved. There's already. Speaking of which, I want to talk to you about this.
Oh, I love talking about politics.
I don't know whether I believe the Levon and Devin match is going to happen.
What do you mean?
I've got a few reasons. You can tell me what you think. You can tell me if you think I'm a retard or not. But
okay,
the very first thing I thought of right off the bat was, and this was my very first thought quite some time ago, maybe a month ago. I even posted it on Facebook maybe 3 weeks ago or so, and that was the undercard. Okay, I understand how massive of a match this is, to the point almost kind of like in the UFC, where when you put Conor McGregor as the main event, you're not too worried about who the fuck is on your undercard, because
Yeah, just put whatever.
they've sold already based on what you've done with the main event, right? So that could be a case of what's going on, and I could be wrong, but I literally could not tell you another match that's happening that day. Can you tell me another match that you know of that's happening that day?
Um, I just remember Marcio Barbosa, but at the same time, like I would watch it anyway. It doesn't matter. The other cards don't
Exactly.
matter.
Exactly my point, and my first point in saying that if Levon and Devin are the only match that happens that day, not too many people are going to be upset. But realistically, for you to call it a king of the table, whatever, or whatever that promotion is for Larry, I
Hmm.
mean, he usually puts on a solid 5 matches and big names. And I felt like that was the vibe to do with this one as well.
Hmm.
Maybe just because of everything's fallen apart, the way everything's fallen into place, it didn't work out. But that was the very first thing I thought of. Second thing I thought of is I feel like people have only really given Devin a solid shot and chance at this within the last maybe month, maybe the last month. But this
I don't
match has
like what
been
has changed. What has changed before then? Like
just
nothing.
his size, and apparently now this rule set, and making it believe that it has somehow given him an advantage because of how sour Levon is about it. So then it makes me think, what if they want to extend that a little bit to get more stakings from a political standpoint, to say, hey, if people are just now starting to believe in Devin, maybe we push it back a month or whatever, to get a little bit more in that stakings, because it was probably
Mm.
so heavily one way. But I don't know that that changes anything, just because I think Devin's sold out. I think he's been sold out. And I don't know. I don't know that too much about the stakings, but made me think a little bit about that. And then also just the whole, like, Levon not being present because of the whole pussy thing, and like him just kind of like, maybe that's his way of saying, like, I'm the guy that doesn't talk, I just show up, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It just, I'm getting weird vibes. I feel like there would be more. I feel like there would be way more if the biggest match in all of history was about to go down in a week and a half. I just don't feel. I don't feel that way. Do you feel that way? Do you?
Do I
What do you?
feel that way? I don't know, man. I feel a lot of things right now. But maybe something not a lot of people know that I know
Okay.
is when I was down in Tucson with Michael Todd, he said, when Michael Todd had his match with Devin Larratt, we were kind of gathered around a little bit around him. We're talking about whatever. He said, "How how much money do you think was bet overall on that match?" And we were like, What do you mean?" He's like, from stakings and stuff like that." We're like, from like stakings or arm bet." He said, "No, all the other stuff." I'm like, "I don't know, 100,000." Guess how much he said.
I
This
have
we're
no idea.
talking about. Yeah, we're talking about like freaking like oil people money. It's like he said something like $5 million just on that one match.
Between
It
Devin
was
and Michael.
Yes, between them. So, it was. I think it was like something retarded. It was like 5+ million, something like that, because they talked about it when they were there. So I think this king of the table thing it's basically like the billionaires version of modern day cockfighting,
Absolutely.
and they're like, "Hey, man, let's get these two gorillas in there, and they're just gonna fund the whole thing." I don't think the
Absolutely.
And that's why it's so successful. And I mean, whatever. Like, who cares?
So you're under the impression that the Devin and Levon match is just too big to even need an undercard.
Absolutely. I would purchase it regardless.
Interesting. All I'm saying is I would not be surprised if in the next week we get an announcement. But I'm once again just as hyped as everyone else is to see that match. So
I mean, all the people that bet on stakings and stuff like that, like they would have to refund all that money. They would have to refund from all
apparently
the
that's
core
what happened
sports.
at King of the Table 3 when they changed the rules the day prior. I was just watching that Devin video.
Yeah.
I was also just watching Eduardo Tiete smack Luke Kent. You see that video? 217's newest video.
I think I
Dude,
saw a little bit of it.
I was surprised about that. I thought Luke Kent was going to give him a beating, and he didn't even have nothing for him. It's crazy.
I
Where's your
these high levels, I'm always so confused with these high levels, guys. It's almost like if someone sleeps wrong or something like that, then you lose.
for real? And at that level, everyone's got an excuse as to why they lost. So,
Oh, they're
there's
not excuses, they're reasons.
well, I mean, dude, I'm not one to say anything. So,
Uh,
hey, where's your plate flip challenge? Huh?
well, I was at Scott West's yesterday. I'll probably do today or tomorrow. But I've done that. I've done that many times. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Shout
have a
out to Arm Sports Entertainment, by the way,
shout out
for
to Tim
to
Talmadge
Tim Talmadge and his wife because they do together.
and
It's a
Kayla. Absolutely.
family affair.
Yes.
Definitely go to their tournaments.
Great people.
Awesome people.
What else I got on here? So yesterday was practice for you at Wild West. How was that?
Dude, that was like a 2.5 hour solid practice right there. It was awesome. Um, there was a lot of people, as you can see from the live stream. For
Yeah, it's
some
10, 12
reason,
people.
yeah, for some reason, the live stream video was like the quality was amazing. I don't know
It was
why.
very good. It was very good.
Yeah, because like whenever like we're at the gym or whatever, um, the quality is like pretty shitty. And I'm like, I've tried the Wi-Fi, I've tried the mobile network, and then Scott's house is like amazing. So I don't
Uh,
know.
Comment here. When is your next tournament from Muscle Healing? I can't hear that last
Ooh,
one.
so that's I believe that's Kevin from the tournament
Oh,
from
okay.
New Mexico, I believe.
So Kevin, to be real with you, since we just got jobs, honestly,
Dude,
that's going to be hard to call as far as financially if we'll be able to travel prior. But me and Ed had both committed to December in Washington. So that's the next armed sports event. That's the next big one, another big venue. A lot of people from Oregon will show up. A lot of people from
that's gonna be
California will
amazing.
show up. It's going to be a big, big, big one. So we're definitely planning on going to that one. But I'm always so surprised and happy to see like the little flyers that pop up from these little towns in Texas and New Mexico and stuff like that. I'd like to go down there, man, but realistically, I'm going to need to be in a better financial position to just be able to take
Mhm.
those trips off rip willy nilly for arm wrestling. I'm just finally getting into a groove, a position where I feel like I can start taking it that seriously.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think as of confirmed, really dedicated, it would be Washington in December. Ed, you?
So a lot of people don't realize that even like I was looking at because Wayne said you should probably do a tournament in between. And I'm like, yeah, that's great in theory, but when I looked at like for example, a tournament in like Dallas, Texas,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not gonna drive there because it's like 15 hours, whatever it is. I'll go fly there. And I saw a flight for 190, whatever it was. Like you're not even gonna get there in time for the fucking tournament. You have to stay overnight at a hotel. It's 150, whatever it is. You have to get a rent a car, of course, or you have to get an Uber. How do you fly back? And it's too much.
And for people, and I know Kevin has been to a few, but for the people who have never been to like major tournaments, it's not fun. Like it's you go and you get ready to compete and you want to see your friends compete and you want to see good matches and it's a fun vibe and all that, but it's exhausting. Like to be in a building for 6-7 hours with that type of energy, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot to handle, especially like my very first time Arizona State 2021. I was I had like an adrenaline dump. I literally had an adrenaline dump.
Yeah, you were a mess. I remember you.
Yeah, I was fucked up. And so 2022 is much different. I prepared myself much differently for that. And I think that's very important for people to know. Hopefully, that watch this for first time tournament goers, especially anybody that goes with us to Washington. Um, for the first time, it's something that you need to prepare your body for because Washington is going to be probably bigger than Arizona State is,
It will be, yeah.
and I can imagine that's going to be even longer. How long would you say Arizona State 2022 was? 6 hours?
Yeah, and that's only because they had the super matches like really close.
Yeah, and the
Otherwise,
people
it's a whole day thing.
It's a whole day thing, literally. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot of preparation. It's a lot of focus. It's a lot of mental willpower. So it's not just oh, I'm just gonna go arm wrestle on Saturday for the tournament. No, you need to be ready.
Yeah, you gotta.
Lots.
I mean, with that, you just the more and more you do, the more and more you get comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
Like I was looking at Mika, he was sitting down, kind of with his head down, kind of almost like napping. He had like 3 or 4 bananas.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like, do you have enough bananas? He's like, do you want one? I
It's
don't
like,
know, maybe some of bananas. But anyway, my next tournament is going to be Washington for sure. I'll see kind of with this job. I really enjoyed that it's hourly. So anything after 40 hours is going to be ching ching for me.
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have me work weekends because it's like an occupational safety thing. So if somebody dies, I'll probably have to go in, right?
I
It's
would
like,
think
God
so.
damn it, I have to file this report.
Damn it,
Uh,
why'd you die?
yeah. So,
It
uh,
says, yeah, I completely understand that Washington tournament should be awesome. I'm going to El Paso, Texas, July 23rd. It'll be my third tournament. Awesome, Kevin. Good luck to you, brother. Hope you do well.
Kevin, what weight class are you going to be competing in?
Yeah, are you cutting it all, or are you right where you're competing?
He's a pretty slim guy, pretty
He's tall
tall,
though. It's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
almost as tall as me. What weight class are you going to be competing in, John, for Washington?
Because Washington's so far away, I'm gonna try to base that a little bit closer to where I get at. But I don't think I'll be competing in pros unless something
Oh
major happens
no, don't
from
do
now
not
until
compete in
then.
pros.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's a good idea. So either way, I would like to try to make 205. I'm staying at 220 now. All right, good for you, Kev.
So
Good for you, brother.
232s for you then.
Yeah, so if I can cut down to 205, I would like to do that, so that I can pull both. Because I don't know if you remember me telling you, but at Arizona State, I felt like I had more in the tank. I felt like
Mhm.
I could have done that, and I don't care so much about the 232s if I make weight at 205s as far as my results. I care more about just getting the experience and pulling another weight class.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to do like an amateur pull and a pro pull or something like that.
Yeah. You
I
know,
also Go ahead.
on that, I think it's kind of dumb, honestly, if you think about it. Um, if you compete in amateur and then you compete in pro, so like the why you would compete in pro is to kind of test how far off you are, right? That's
Right.
the whole point.
Yeah.
But if you're already kind of pre-fatigued from amateur, your goal is not going to be accomplished anyway,
Yeah.
and
You can't.
you're just gonna fuck yourself up.
I learned that at Los Campeones, where I really couldn't be too upset about the result of the weight classes. I had pulled 9 people in like a little less than like
Hmm.
10 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a true result of where you're at. That's a completely different test in itself. So, um, yeah, I still need to think a little bit about it. I'm still on a trajectory of gaining mass and muscle, but I eat like shit, so I always have some weight to cut. The only thing I don't want to do is I don't want to get to a point where I'm starting to lose muscle because of the weight that I'm cutting. So if I ever feel like I'm starting to do that, then I'm probably not going to cut weight anymore because of where I'm getting I mean, I'm 6'2", I'm almost 6'3", so I'm not a small guy as far as my frame goes. So there's going to get to a point where 205 is just not going to happen anymore.
Hmm.
Um, so if I can continue to do that, I will. But realistically, I'm going to be eating as much as I can, working out as much as I can, and doing everything I have been the same way. The only thing that I'm going to look at differently is I know now I'm not going to, I don't want to say too much about it, but before I had much different plans as far as Arizona State goes. I've talked a little bit about a little bit with you about it, but
Hmm.
I almost thought I was going to have a super match like 20 days out at that
Yeah, I
tournament
remember you telling me about that.
instead of competing in a weight class. So my weight wasn't really an issue. And then everything kind of changed in the flip of a dime. So with that, I only had so much time to cut weight. I only had 20 days to really drop a solid 16, 17 pounds, which is not what I wanted to do. It's very desperate way to cut weight rather than
Yeah.
doing it the healthy way. So I feel like now that I'll be a little bit more prepared, I think I should be able to do it healthy and a little bit more happily, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, when I did Washington State last year at 232, there was trying to think. So I came in third and second, right and left. Um, I would say that the guys were like 240-ish. I would say they hover
Yeah,
around 240.
yeah.
See, yeah, John, you will definitely outgrow 205 quickly. I have to get back to work, but I will leave the stream on in the background. Awesome work, guys. Can't wait to see more content. Awesome. Wish you the best of luck, Kevin.
I really want to, once we're big, get one of those groups out there from like Learin in Colorado or New Mexico with Kevin and the Walters, Joe, what was it, Noah and Justin, I think.
Mm.
All these teams, that are in neighboring states, I'd like to eventually either take a trip out there and have a big practice, or when they're having a big tournament, go out to one of those. So, because after meeting them all at Arizona State, there's so many good people in this community, man.
Yeah, everyone is awesome.
So
And
nice.
everyone is like-minded, which is great.
So nice and so weird.
There's definitely lots of weirdos, but we like them. My favorite people
That's
are
what
the
I mean.
weird ones.
That's what I mean. They're all so nice and so weird. So, just like us.
Yep.
Um,
What else are we talking about?
So we were really talking about practice yesterday. That's how it all started. Was
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yesterday.
Shoot. So
How'd you feel? You
I
said
feel
that
pretty
you said the camera quality was really nice. That's where you left off on.
yeah. So camera was great, man. So a lot of the guys took clips from the live stream, put it on their Instagrams and stuff like that, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Great live stream. The reason I like doing live streams, a big portion is like, hey, man, everyone gets some content. It's just like when Dustin used to do his live. It wasn't live, but he used to do his
Right.
videos. During COVID, I watched all of Dustin's videos. I would see you on them. I'm like, fuck, how good is this John guy? He looks pretty good. He's like doing this weird thing. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't even know what the fuck that is now.
Yeah. And so nowadays it's like there was like 12 people in there. So everybody was like, oh, hey, that's me. Or like, they'll cut a portion of the video, they'll share it, and then word gets out, and then more people get interested.
I really do plan on now, like, we'll get into the Liberty performance thing, but now, especially considering I won't be hosting this one, I really do plan on being able to be more of a cameraman like I was for Arizona Arm Fighters back in the day, where I can have that high quality camera lens. I can sit on tables and really watch quality matches. The ones where they're kind of teaching a little bit, I'll get certain B-rolls of, but I want to get another intro. I want to make another intro of, all of our athletes, all of our competitors put together, arm wrestling, some good B-roll, so that it's not like an intro of just me. On videos where I do intros and it's just me, I'll put my intro up. But then when it's like matches and practices and stuff, I'll use the intro of all of Armtillery athletes and all of our Arizona athletes and stuff like that. So I look forward to that. But I have really taken a back seat to that as far as recording and doing the practice stuff. There's so many fucking people. There's so many people usually. There's so many things going on, and I have been so desperate to arm wrestle recently. That's actually a lot better. It looks better.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a little wipe.
So yeah, I totally hear that. Sharing the love is a big thing in getting these names out. And honestly, that's why I wanted to do this whole thing in the first place with the matches and stuff, is for people outside of Arizona to see these guys and like, oh, their form's good. Oh, they know what they're talking about or whatever, and say, hey, Arizona deserves some respect too. So.
Well, you got to think about it this way too. You think about Larry Wheels, right? Why is Larry Wheels' channel, especially arm wrestling, why do people watch that? Do they watch that for Larry Wheels? Of course they don't. They like to watch the guests. They like to watch all the other people. He makes it like a community thing.
Right.
So And when I was like, "Fuck, maybe I should go to Dubai," go be featured on his video. And the Kevin English guy, I think his name was, he went over there.
Yeah,
He has like guests and stuff, and people want to do that with him because he makes it entertaining for them.
right. And I mean, even this little thing that we've been doing has been catching awesome traction. So
Yeah, and like nobody else does this. I mean, everyone can do this.
for real, for
I
real.
think a lot of people, they're like super sensitive to criticism, and I think it's easy to get in that mindset of like, oh, somebody's talking crap about me, or like somebody's like saying, oh, why is this retard doing videos? Who cares? And I'm just like, yeah, I know. Yeah, who does care? Like, I'm just doing
Yeah,
this for fun.
yeah. If I'm honest with you, if you have that fear and you're not doing this because of that reason, then you need to do it more than ever, because this will get you out of your comfort zone and get you out of those
Exactly.
goals quicker than ever.
Well,
Um,
it's like you're let's say you have a fear of public speaking or
yeah,
group presentations. Your
huge.
ass needs to be in front of a crowd
Every
practicing that
chance you get,
skill.
every chance you get, for real. So, so after yesterday, who was the strongest arm you felt? Who was the most
Ooh.
surprising? Would you like?
I do like keeping tabs on everybody.
I know you do.
So,
You're my
um,
information gatherer. You're like my little probe.
yeah. So I'm around everybody. So, even Ben looked great.
He did.
His technique, like what I saw was like he wouldn't put pressure on his fingertips, and then when somebody pronated, they would pronate inside his hand.
Yes,
So I'm
but
like,
I mean,
okay,
what,
yeah,
what I've
good.
what I've gained from Ben is that he doesn't have a strong pronation. He has a strong cup, and then once you break the cup, he's like, "Oh no, I really don't like fighting like this." But he even a few
Yeah, you can't win
times
this.
turned in and pressed through. I saw that. So the more information you gather about arm wrestling, the new things that you unlock and try and find, and it's a beautiful sport. But I saw him cup in Ben, or I'm sorry, Dino, your brother, and
Hmm.
was holding them like that. I mean, he was going because Dino's strong horsepower wise, but he wasn't getting outside his cup, and Dino's got a pretty strong pronation. So I was pretty surprised to see that, and that was good to see too.
Yeah, I think Dino was testing himself a little bit against Ben and kind of
Yeah,
just seeing where he was at. And even Dino said like he was surprised how strong Ben was, even
yeah,
after we were like, oh, Ben is like, he needs a lot of things to work on. And he's like, well, Ben is actually pretty good. I'm like, yeah,
might have
those
changed. Might
those
have changed
begin.
the stakes for JPN versus for Ben a little bit, huh?
Yeah, the beginners. I mean, once they understand those like little fundamentals, it just clicks in their mind, and
I
they
mean,
get
he's
way
not
better.
he's not a small human. He's definitely a strong dude
He's
based
over
on his
300
size.
pounds.
Yeah, he's definitely a big dude. So you just got to make that connection. So if you're listening to this Juan Neri, he's getting better, man. I hope you are, because that is
Yeah,
that
we
is
talked about his match with Juan Eri. I hope that Juan, after his loss, or whatever you want to call that,
yeah.
um, um, I'm hoping that a fire got lit under him to, if you're
It
gonna
definitely
win convincingly.
it definitely sounds like it. It's just a shame that there weren't there's only so many people around his weight that I can have access to and stuff that makes sense for him that didn't already have a match close to him or anything like that, because he has to get requested out like a month out for his job. So
Hmm.
just a little difficult, but I thought this would be fun because the experience levels kind of made it a match. But the quicker that Ben gets a hold of that cup, man, may things may change a little bit.
Yeah, Ben is also weak in the hook,
Yeah,
so he needs to work on that as well. The match with Juan Eri will test his technique wise. And
absolutely.
so Juan will try to
He
do this, and then we'll see what Ben responds with.
he also was starting every time like this, and there was even a few times where Dino was like, "Can you give me a little something?" You know what I mean? Like, can you straighten out a little
Mhm.
bit? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
also going to test them, because when you get match experience, you think everything's just fine and dandy. I'm going to go up there like this, and then the ref's like, and you're like, whoa, whoa,
Then you feel like
whoa.
absolute trash when he
Yes.
whoop.
Yeah, when he fucks your shit up. So, who else?
Um,
Ben looked
yeah,
good.
we'll go through everybody, and I'll tell you how they felt.
Jake looked good as always. He had some nice left-handed. I think his left is strong. I think he fucking beats me left, dude. Like Jake's left is pretty good, pretty damn good.
Yeah, Jake is great. Like technically is awesome. when I was kind of pulling slow with him just to kind of warm up my elbow a little bit, I can see his his brain working. Like he's kind of like going forward, going back. He's moving his
Yeah.
elbow, and that's what a lot of people like are not doing. They're just kind of doing the same thing, but only harder. They're
Yeah.
not, they're not moving their elbow forward. They're not, whatever.
Muscle mind connection. He's really trying to find that, it looks like.
Yeah. Let's see here. Aaron, let's talk about your favorite person, Aaron.
He, you know what? Before you say anything, I will say this. After seeing yesterday's live, I will stop saying that he doesn't deserve or whatever. You just show it on the table and you can get, and we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Because he's in my weight class. So I don't need to turn
That's
down
what it is.
anybody that's in my weight class. I don't need to act like I'm too big or bad for anybody in my weight class. Just know this. I am coming to fucking destroy.
To come in the murder.
If you're in my weight class. Like, it's not a slow pull. And yesterday what I saw was everyone trying to hold Aaron as he hits into them. That's not going to be what happens. You know what I mean? Like in a ready go. So I am very interested to see the Josue match. And if he just flies through him like butter, I'm happy,
That is expected though.
He looks good though. Yesterday. I think he went a little hard for having a match in like a week, but
so what I got from Aaron is props to Aaron, even though you're super annoying, he's improving. I don't care if someone's annoying as long as they're taking the sport seriously and I see some progression and I'm like, great, they're here to stay.
I've said it the whole time.
Yeah, so his technique looks a lot better. I think he's almost kind of learned how to use his appendages, like his larger hand, his tallness, and things like that. I mean, that motherfucker actually, like, if you see it in the video, I was like this and I was like facing this way, and he actually like hit me really hard this way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even, and by the time he hit me, I looked here and I caught him here, and I was like, oh, we're arm wrestling.
Yeah, it looked like pretty much every time you had given him a little bit too much so that he could get your hand, and then you pretty much just armed him every time. You know
What
I
I
mean?
wanted to practice is what I really want to practice nowadays is, so if I get into this position, what we always say is I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Totting. We're gonna call it
Totting, yeah. What we always do is when we're here, we go like this and we try to we squirm here or try to get our hand back. And I'm like, how about I try to get comfortable here? And that way, if I ever get into this position, I won't freak out. I'll kind of stay here and kind of use the bottom strap, pull it here towards me, and I can use this as a kind of a pivot point.
Okay, so the only thing that I will say is you're using that against people that are weaker than you.
Oh yeah, I would never use that against Scott or Sid. It would destroy my elbow.
I was going to say, just please be very wary against using that in a match against somebody that is an equal strength or stronger than you, because that is how you fucking break your arm. I mean, if you don't have it, I mean, it looks like the more you do that, obviously you're going to build that tendon strength.
Just practicing.
Strength. And like you just said, doing it to people like Aaron makes a lot of sense, but it looks horrible. It looks
disgusting.
Painful. It looks like you're totting, and everyone, when they say they watch Todd at arm wrestle, it looks painful. So, but I will say super impressive, man, because only so many people are able to do that style of side pressure pulling. And you look at Aaron, he's gotten you all the way to that side, and he's like, oh, nice. Oh, like, it changes your mind. It mind fucks you really quickly. And so, yeah, that's just what I gathered. It looked like he took your hand pretty easily because you had given him that, and then couldn't get past that sticking point, which is the reason why I say, I'm gonna stop saying shit, because that's very similar to where I have with you. I think I can take your hand for the most part in certain areas, or go with your hand in certain areas. It's not really the hand fight, but I can't go through your arm, through your body or your back once you're in that connected lat drag position. So after I saw that and saw what he was able to do with Scott and Brugger, yeah, I was very happy. Good to see.
Yeah, he's looking good. Um, we talked a little bit about you and what a match between you might look like,
Yeah.
and so we, I
Hold
think,
on one second.
yeah,
Second. Lay down. Come here.
got 3 people watching.
Come here. Come here.
Do you guys have any questions? What we want to talk about or something like that? I'm gonna go through everybody in Scott West's group, and then I'm gonna talk about what I felt, um, stuff like that.
Jackson, come on. Sorry, everyone. My dog is in the back, like breathing all heavy and hard, and I'm like, I can imagine everyone can hear that. So,
Um, Sweet.
William, how'd William look? Sweaty as
wait,
always.
wait, hold on. Let me finish the Aaron thing.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
oh yeah, so we were talking about a match between you and Aaron, as we talk about with any match, right?
Yeah.
So we were. I think the audience was kind of split on that one. I said that. Even I said to Scott, I said right now, what I think in my head is I think John would win. You know, um, they do. You guys do pull similar, so I think that the thing with these new guys is just like that upward trajectory. Once they start getting it, they really start getting it. So
Absolutely. And he's not a small human.
he's not. He's only going to get bigger and better. I mean,
Right.
just like you are.
Right. What I think it comes down to in that match is, for whatever reason, I think that he has a better strap game than I do. And so that's something that I have been in doubt and working in and enamored and trying to get better at. And I think that has a lot to do with your hammer strength and your how do I say this? Like your overall strength in size in your arm. And I would say if we measured biceps, Aaron's bicep is bigger than mine. And a lot of that has to do with my surgery. But I also just don't have great bicep genetics. I've always had thin arms, but I have longer arms because I'm a taller dude. So he is
But
too.
he's tall too.
Yeah, he's tall too. So I think I just need to work on putting on size on my arm to feel better in the straps. I don't think it's a matter of technique because I don't think I'm doing so much wrong in the straps. After all I've learned and all the things that I've done, I just don't feel comfortable in the straps.
Yeah.
So it will click there. It will eventually get to be a point where I'm there. But as far as me and Aaron's pulling style, they're very similar. I do think that I have a stronger pronation than he does, which
I agree with that.
Which would in turn turn him bicep in. I don't think he's going to be able to beat me from a compromised position. I think that he has a bigger hand than me, but I don't think he has a stronger cup than me. That is going to be his one strength in the match, is the size of his hand. If he can get a cup, work on his cup, then he has that advantage because it's just a larger hand. Mm-hmm. But realistically, savviness, I think, goes to my end. I think pronation goes to my end. I think back pressure is pretty close, but I would have to say I think it still goes to my end. But there's a lot of things that he, like I said, I'd give him the strap advantage. I would give him the size advantage. I would give him probably even the side pressure advantage just because of my injury. But
there's a lot of things I also don't know about him. So, I mean, it's like when you're so much better than somebody, you can't it's like,
Well, and you know what? And I'll be really honest. The only times me and Aaron have ever pulled, each one of us have been compromised. The reason why I've been so like this way about it is because maybe it was the very first practice I had at my house The very first big one. It wasn't May 21st. It was prior to that one. But Aaron had came over. Scott West was there, and we were all arm wrestling in my backyard. And I had like walked up to the table, and Aaron like got me all the way over to like the pin pad, and I was strong enough to just walk all the way from the other end. And I don't do that with anybody. And afterward, he goes, "I'll beat you one day, John," and kind of like smiled laughingly. And I was like, "Dude, I want you to like please let's do it." And based on what I had felt that day, I was like, "Dude, you have a long, long way to go if that's what I felt." But for the most part, it was a little bit later into the night. I mean, neither of us were fresh. I was definitely probably more fresh than he was based on how long he's been arm wrestling and how quick it's easy to get tired.
Yeah.
But then for vice versa, at the very last practice, I had my match with Martin. I arm wrestled like 6 people, and then I get on the table with him, and we go into a hook, and I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot move. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure
I do want to see. So after he smashes Josue, I want to see him with Clayton next. So we talked about with Clayton, and I want to see how he compares hand strength wise, hand control, manipulation with him. And so
well,
I think that's a good match for him.
I definitely agree, but I thought that him and Brugger had something going on. I thought Aaron and
Aaron
Brugger.
and Brugger?
Yeah, like on the chat, Dan and Brugger and Aaron were all talking about a bet between them. So I thought Aaron had like 9 people he was trying to arm wrestle, but realistically, I want to arm wrestle all those people too. I want to arm wrestle Clayton, or I want to arm wrestle the winner of Robert versus Clayton. I've never beaten Robert before. I think that's since changed. I've gotten much better since me and him have ever arm wrestled. It's been at least a year. But I mean, I haven't felt Clayton, and Clayton's got a massive, great hand. So, I need to just change my mindset and look at a sense where I want to arm wrestle as many people as I can. Shout out to Jake in the chat.
What's up, Jake Ventura? We talked about Ben. We talked about Jake. Talked about Aaron. Let's see. We'll talk about Wayne. Wait, who? William. Dude, William was giving Dino some trouble.
No way.
Yeah, Dino after he said he's laughing. He's like William is getting good. Like he's getting better. He's like I was actually like struggling with him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, like once it starts clicking for him and once so William ended up joining my gym, which is a commitment in itself because that shit's not cheap.
For real.
He's going to be hiring one of the trainers, and the trainer is going to be helping him with foundational strength, like deadlift, squats. I'm probably not squats. I don't know about squats, but bench press, things like that. Because what William is lacking is the core strength.
Yes.
The guy is like, he himself will tell you one of his goals is to do 1 pull up and to do 10 push ups. So just by that, he has a lot of deficiencies. So for him to do as good as he's doing is in arm wrestling, without all that, I mean, once he nails all that, he's going to
That says
be
a
even
lot.
better.
And not only that, if you're not familiar with Bishop or know of him, the dude has already lost a considerable amount of weight. And I can tell you right now that if he goes on that journey and sticks to it, he's going to lose another considerable amount of weight because his frame is not huge as far as the human that he is.
Mhm.
But you can tell that moving that weight for as long as he has made him a strong fucking human. And so, dude, I'm excited for that, dude. I want to see him succeed in every asset. I want to see him get stronger. And every time he reaches out to me, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's work out. Let's do something. Let's make it happen.
Mhm.
And dude, regardless, that is so important to be able to just say yes, for people to want to work out, to have that desire, joining Liberty, hiring a trainer. That's going to fucking show, dude, in arm wrestling and everything. That's going to show big time. So shout out to Bishop. Happy to
Yeah,
hear it.
one of the things I talked to him about was he asked me for some advice. He's like, how do I get better, right? And I said, well, there's basically a lot of ways you can get better, but at the rate of progress, it depends on a lot of things, right? So he's lucky he's in a good financial situation. So I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to hire somebody, a trainer, to help you, basically progress quickly in the areas that you're deficient.
Right.
So he, compared to somebody else who doesn't have money, You're gonna have to go through trial and error. You're gonna have to watch YouTube videos and shit like that.
Just is what it is, man. We've all been
Yeah.
there.
Let's see who else. We got
Sid.
Martin. So Martin,
Oh yeah.
his right wrist is a little injured. So we pulled in the strap just to kind of save his wrist a little bit. But he was pretty good. I mean, not too much difference from him from what I felt.
Kills me yesterday to watch Brugger just not have no issues. I mean, he put all his strength into it, but that clip just killed me yesterday as Aaron's in the background going, see, and John says he can beat Brugger. And so I text Brugger afterward because Brugger is my very good friend. I said, I am coming for blood on June 18th. If you're in the building, I'm going to fucking stonewall you, and then I'm going to flash you 3 times, and I'm going to record it, and then I'm going to do the same to Aaron, and every time you guys at me, I'm going to post this.
Nice. Brugger is one of those guys where if you don't know anything about him or anything like that, you'd expect he's a lot weaker. But as soon as he starts kind of manipulating his hand a little bit, he's really strong from the wrist up.
Yes.
And so arm wrestling that guy, you're gonna get fatigued so fast.
Not only that, dude, but I mean, since then has changed, but he's always had more side pressure than me too, based on the way he pulls, not like the way you do, where we're talking about like going this way, but I mean like curling in, shoulder commitment. He is very strong for 170-pound, 175-pound dude.
Deceptively strong.
To be able to pull inside like that. So I think that's where he got Martin. Is Martin was not expecting to be in that shitty position, and he just arm wrestled Martin. That's what it is. I don't think he's stronger than Martin by any means, but definitely got the experience factor on Martin. And you know, I was interested to see what I was going to see from Martin, because he was saying I was interested to see what I was going to see from Martin because he was saying he was injured. And then he ended up pulling right-handed with like everybody, and
he's a warrior,
pretty significantly stronger. So, yeah, man, I still, love to just slow pull that dude just to know, you know, in a right mind what that feels like.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I think I was going to say that I think Martin is one of those guys where he's very, you know how like people are kind of like this. He stays like pretty.
Yeah.
He like there's like I don't know if he is actively trying to get better or whatever it is.
Right.
But he's a great guy to kind of see where you're at, I think.
Yeah. God.
Who else?
Sid.
Sid wants a match with Julius.
Sid wants a match with Julius. I think that there's a guy who I would be lucky to get to arm wrestling practice.
And that's Julius.
No. Yeah, I mean, that is Julius, but I don't think you've ever arm wrestled him or arm wrestled with him. I could send you a video. If you've watched the Arizona Arm Fighters videos from back in the day, you might be familiar with him. But he is a massive human, and probably 300-pound human. His name is Dane Miller. Okay.
Oh, and I know of him.
Yes, and I mean he's beaten Tito, I believe. Strong human. Don't know how much he arm wrestles or practices arm wrestling, but seems fairly interested every so often when I text him about things. He just doesn't really show up. So I don't know whether he's showing up to other people's house because he's been in the game for a very long time. I think over a decade. He used to pull with the Eric crew and the Dustin crew back in the day.
You said Dane Miller?
Dane Miller, Dane. Yeah.
I'm looking at him right now. Is he still living in Arizona?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's in the group, the members.
Oh, nice.
So strong, I believe.
What I wanted to see from Sid was, I know you want Julius, but I mean Julius is, you know, pretty up there, right? It's like what they do with boxers, you know. It's like just because you're a great boxer, you're very strong.
Let's build you up.
How about we'll give you Tyler. How about Tyler? Tyler's awesome. We'll just see how Tyler does against you. Or, mm,
What's up, Leo?
what's up, Leo? Yo, happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday indeed.
I think that right now, Tyler versus Sid left-handed is a fucking fun match.
What about right-handed?
No.
Okay.
Not a fun match.
Leo, do you have any super heavyweights down in Tucson for our boy Sid?
I think Sid versus Tyler left-handed is a fucking fun match because Tyler is a good left-handed arm wrestler. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and I want to talk with Sid about this, but I don't want to see him King's move, man.
Hey, if he wants to do that, he wants to do that.
I know, but he's such a huge, fucking strong human being. He should not be doing that with people when he gets in a bad position. Just lose. It's fine. Just lose.
One thing I will say is when he got me in a King's move, I was actually able to. I can feel like his hand, like what I can. I'm like I can climb up on his hand, and I can, if I wanted to press, I could potentially press him. So, I mean, I do agree that once you start,
it's just not a good muscle memory thing to build up where you can tell he just knows to do that now.
Yeah, you're just reinforcing it.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't do that. You're way too strong to arm wrestle like that. I'm sure it feels comfortable. No one with brute strength like him, only one was Steven Olmstead. Yeah, dude, and same thing. I've had talks with Steven Olmstead. I would love to see that dude back because he is somebody who would give
anybody some trouble.
No, he would definitely give Sid some trouble right-handed, probably even left-handed. I think Steven Olmstead.
Steven was the best. Steven was the best left hand.
Yeah, he beat Dustin left-handed, and then lost to him right-handed. But
how does Steven do against Julius, you think, Leo?
I think he beats Julius.
Ooh.
But I think right now Julius beats Sid, and I don't mean convincingly, but I think Sid goes to a King's move,
and Julius knows what to do with that because he's been arm wrestling for a while.
Yeah, and I would really hate to see Sid get injured because of that. So, because dude, you can very easily get injured in a King's move, unless you have like that built-up grossness that just doesn't allow your elbow to bend.
That's what Sid has though.
Does he?
Yeah, if you ever see his elbow, it doesn't go past like right here.
Oh, I thought his arm was just huge, so it looked like that.
No, that's what I thought too, but I'm like, hey, like, it's like this.
Oh, wow. Oh, there you go. Steven lost to Julius, but it wasn't fresh on fresh, left-handed.
What about right-handed? Leo, what do you think about Julius versus Steven right-handed? And who would win? And would Steven win that one?
Well, yeah, Sid versus Julius.
Sid versus Julius. I think I told this to Sid. I said I think Julius would win. I think it's a great test for you because I think how Sid is already a champion in a different sport.
Right.
So he has the mindset. He has the winner mindset. He knows how to get good at things.
Absolutely.
So I think what he thinks is, fuck all this step 1, 2, 3 stuff. I'm getting to step 10. I want to see what I'm capable of, and I want to see what my limit is. So
right.
I think that he should be given the opportunity with Julius, and I think hopefully Julius has enough time to facilitate that, and we can see where Sid is at. Maybe Sid will win. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think that it is a fun match. I don't think it's one-sided. I don't think that it's crushing. I don't think it's a flash pin. I think it's a fucking war.
It's going to be a grinder.
I think it's going to be nuts. Julius will win right-handed, I believe, against Steven Olmstead. Interesting.
Okay.
So there you go. Then. Yeah.
So I say Sid has a match with Julius. Sid beats Julius, or how he wants to do it. And then Sid in the future has a match with Dustin. And then that's 1, 2, 3.
Why does it look like on camera that Scott can't hold on to you any longer?
I think Scott just takes it easy.
You think so?
He just likes to make me feel good about myself.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's what's the word? He's pulling a he's faking on us.
He's faking. Yeah, if I don't know. You never know with people. Scott likes to. I don't know. I don't. I don't think I. I don't think I understand Scott well enough for that.
Yeah.
He may have been trying 100% for all I know. I don't know. I'll tell you that I was trying my hardest to climb up and figure
Yeah.
out how to pin that arm.
Yeah.
So that was near max for me.
Yeah.
Julius has a lot more pec to hold side pressure. Oh, dude, that guy has titties.
His titty dance on your video,
Oh, that
man,
was great. I was like, do that. I was like, do that again.
that was legendary.
All right, so we got Sid. Let's talk about Scott. So Scott was was like a beefcake. That man is bulked maxed, and he was strong. He's going to be taking a little bit of time off of arm wrestling to kind of focus on some powerlifting goals that he has,
Interesting.
which is more power to him. So he's not going to be doing any sort of challenges or arm wrestling matches for the time being. All the more power to that, man. I think that what I was talking about him was, when you have a goal here and a goal here, and this goal conflicts with this goal, and your arm is always hurting or whatever, and you're trying to get better at something, and you get better at nothing.
Yeah, and I will also say that Scott reached out to me and said, "Hey, from a promoter standpoint, who would you put a match with me with right now? Like if you had to." And I looked at him, I go, "Scott, if I'm being honest with you, nobody." I go, "I don't know who makes sense for you right now." I go, "Ed looks like he makes sense, but like you said, I don't know if you're pulling the wool
Maybe, I
over
don't
our
know.
eyes. Who knows what that looks like?" I thought Tito and Leo made the winner of Tito and Leo made a lot of sense. But the more and more I watch and think about it, I think he's going to beat whoever wins that match too. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Who knows?
I mean,
So I think
those are matches we still need to see, though.
absolutely. And so I think based on the excitement in which all that brought him, he was like, you know what? Let me just go over here to powerlifting for a little bit and do my thing, because none of that stuff is going anywhere. All of that is going to be there right when I come back to arm wrestling.
Exactly.
That is going to be. So, how Kelso John from Tucson. I don't know what the question is, Leo.
What do you think
I
about
know,
Kelso? Do you
I
know?
know
I don't know who Kelso is.
he competed at Arizona State. If you go to Utah Arm Wrestling, the YouTube, and bring up 185 amateur right-handed, he is wearing the Gorilla Arms T-shirt. Handsome looking kid. I think they call him
185.
Captain America, and getting stronger. Young in the game. I think young person. I think he's under 20, I believe, or maybe 20, something like that. Don't know too much on him, and I don't know who we can get him a match with, Leo. Realistically, what it comes down to is you guys tell me when and where we can get you guys down here, and we will make it happen, brother. I will find someone fun. Sorry, I mean Kelso. He's young buck, but really strong.
Did
Yeah,
he compete in pro or amateur?
amateur.
Amateur. Okay, I'm looking at pro. 185 amateur. Here it is. He had the Gorilla Arm shirt.
Yes, tall gentleman.
Tall gentleman. All right. Let's see if I can pull
If
it
you can
up.
bring it up on the screen, I can. Well, actually, you can't hear me. So
Oh, here we go. Is he Asian?
No, I believe he's Mexican.
Okay. Mexican. Sorry, I mean Kelso. He's young buck, but really strong. All right, let's see if I can share my screen. All right.
I have never pulled him, Leo. I just base everything off of Brugger. Yes, that's him on the right.
He looks Asian to me. Does he not look Asian?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, Mexican, yes. Okay, yeah, that's the gentleman
This
on
guy.
the right. That's Jacob Polanco on the left, who is very strong, but eventually lost to Brugger, I believe. So kind of tells me where we're all at there. We could definitely have somebody a match for him down here. There's plenty of people to get him a match with. Plenty. It's just a matter of if he wants to take a look at the rankings. Actually, is he on the rankings? Leo, is he on the rankings?
Yeah, maybe he needs to be added.
because his name was on the overall list. I remember it. I'm taking a look at it right now.
Yeah. So Leo, you probably are well aware that you are the representative for Tucson Arm Wrestling. So John and I will go to you for any Tucson related questions, okay?
He is. He's the last ranked in 166 to 185. So technically,
Let's see how he's in the strap here. Oh, good in the strap.
we don't want to watch Brugger.
How did he end up doing in this tournament?
He did not place.
He didn't place?
No.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's one. I don't know who this guy is.
He beats him, I believe.
So he must have done maybe fifth or something. 'Cause he just won one match. Ooh. That was
He
pretty
does
good.
win that one.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, I thought he lost that one, actually.
Maybe he's going to be against Brugger, and we can kind of see.
Sounds good. Not sure if he's on the rank, but Adam, he's really strong for his weight class. 155, I think. There's no shot he's 155. But if he's in the 165 class, then fuck. I need to change his ranking. Because right here he's competing in the 185.
His wrist is pretty strong. So he loses here. I think that was his
that is Jake
loss.
benches like 300 plus. Oh shit, benches more than mine. I do, that's for sure. So Victor got first, Brugger got second, and I believe that brother right there got third.
Oh, the farmer guy?
Yeah, I believe he's the one that got third.
See, Brugger needs to stop doing this where he's holding people. Dude, just pin and go.
That was his last match, and apparently this is why he loses to Victor, because he sits there and plays with the dude, and then you watch the first versus second, and he fucking loses. Brugger had a rough day, dude. He had arm wrestled a lot of people in his weight class. He had a big weight class that day, but. Yes, so if we can confirm if Kelso is actually in the 165 weight class, then I will change his rank, and we have plenty of people that he can arm wrestle. If he's in the 185 weight class, dude, there's not a lot of names that make any sense for him. Clayton is the next person around. I don't know how to get a hold of Zach Mandelstein. Do you know how?
Dude, Zach is he goes to Juan Neri's practices. I'll have to probably he's not on Facebook for if I remember. So I'll have to contact him through Juan Neri.
But that guy is the next closest person.
Zach is very good. Zach has beaten me before.
I had pulled like 8 people prior, and I don't. But nonetheless, yes, he is very good. Very strong hand, very strong wrist. Mm-hmm. So yeah, dude. Dude, I don't know. Have Kelso reach out to us, man, please, because I'd love to see that kid arm wrestle if he wants to come down.
Yeah, sure. If he wants to. We need these people, these amateurs especially, to take initiative, and because we don't know anything about him. Like he needs to be like, "Hey, John, I want to match with this guy. This guy looks strong, whatever," and we'll facilitate that, 100%. And we'll get your name out there.
100%. Who else is at that practice? Did we go over everybody?
No. Who are we just talking about? We're talking about Scott and Sid.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Scott. Michael Brugger, he was doing pretty good. I didn't arm wrestle him. I didn't want to really fatigue my wrist super much.
He's old news.
Michael always wants me to arm wrestle him, and I say no because I know after that, after just practicing with him, I'm going to be so fatigued, especially in the wrist. It takes me forever to recover.
Yeah, he's very strong.
He's strong, and after, and I know he doesn't take it easy on me either.
No.
And if I'm gonna be having a match at King of the Table with Jesse, I need to be somewhat fresh, right?
Yeah. So, what's your plan for that? So, we are still hosting for the Devin Levon match as long as everything still goes accordingly. June 25th, Leo. June 18th will be our next big practice. and that will be at the same location, Liberty Performance.
Hmm.
So talk to us a little bit about your preparation on what you're thinking about the next, like what the next 2 weeks looks like. So if anybody didn't know, June 18th, Ed has a match against Alex McManus, left-handed, big match, very challenging match. And then a week prior to that, or I'm sorry, a week after that, he has a right-handed match against Jesse, who he currently has losses to. So
Yeah.
no easy 2 weeks for Ed here. I think as far as the last time we talked, he kind of mentioned that I think a lot of the hard work has been done as far as what needed to be done in the lead up. It's now more or less just making sure that you do what needs to be done on game day.
Yeah. It looks like Alex and Jesse are pretty similar in their. They've been doing a whole lot of home training. They both, I mean, then again, they both have double the experience that I have. Um, so my strategy is completely opposite of what theirs is. Like I arm wrestle like almost every single day, and I use
Yeah.
people's hands as tools to get better. You know, if I'm gonna do pronation or um, whatever, you know, I'm not gonna do with the handle. I'm gonna do with some guy's arm.
Right.
So I think, you know, after doing that, and then I'm going, let's say I'm gripping up with Scott or someone else, I'm like, oh, this feels good. This feels good. This feels comfortable. You know, the more things I have in my tool belt, the better I am. Like Jesse was saying, like, oh man, don't grip like this. And I'm like, that actually feels like pretty strong though. Yeah, after you do it so many times.
Yeah, I mean everyone's different how they arm wrestle,
Yeah.
and I think knowledge and mind muscle connection is very huge, because when I was arm wrestling a ton every week, if you will, at Dustin's every Saturday, I felt like a much better and smarter arm wrestler. And then I took a lot of time off and worked a lot of the gym, and then I would only arm wrestle like once a month, and I would feel like I was doing really dumb shit on the table because I wasn't practicing as much and making enough table savvy to know, hey, don't grab him low. Why are you not trying to get a high hand? Why are you not trying to do this in the straps?
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. But there's definitely something to be said about arm wrestling as often. But dude, if I'm honest with you, I think you're nuts. I think you arm wrestle a ton.
I think I do too much too.
I don't want to say too much because that's to the extent of the human that's doing it as far as a pain level or what they're gaining from it or what they're getting from it. But I know that I just don't have the frame. I couldn't do that. As much as I try to arm wrestle as much as I can now, and I still don't feel like I'm even like maybe twice a week right now is pretty comfortable for me right now. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. So I'm just doing the John Brzenk method, where he just says just arm wrestle all the time.
Yeah.
How I look at it, like I'm probably wrong. Maybe this is perfect. I don't know.
Right.
So I look at it like it's a martial art, and or like let's say you play football, right? High school, college, whatever. You don't play football once a week. You play
No.
football every single day.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
a little different, but I know what you
yeah,
mean.
it's a little different, but so if you arm wrestle maybe once a week at 70 plus percent and the other days 30-40%, that's kind of I think that would be a little bit more sustainable. I don't know what the difference between getting a handle and doing this is or getting a person's arm and doing this is.
I think to me, the only real difference is like someone who just picks up baseball, football, basketball, whatever, can do that 5 days, 6 days a week from the very beginning forever, where you can't do that in arm wrestling. You can do that once you're at our point, but like you're not going to catch like a Josiah or like a Zach or someone who's just starting arm wrestling for the first one
Yeah,
or
they
two
can't do
months.
that.
They can't arm wrestle 4 days a week. It's almost a horrible thing to do. You know what I mean? So I think it really says something to, your body and your strength and what you've put your body through up to this point as a power lifter, as an athlete, to then as an arm wrestler now have gotten into a year and a half, finally get to that point where, yeah, dude, I can pull 3-4 times a week and still be pretty comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
we'll see. We'll see.
I think
Maybe I'll just break my arm.
I really hope not, but I was gonna say I really feel like you would know by now or what pains to expect that are not, not so hot,
Mhm.
But where this all started, so what would take us through the next 2 weeks? Are you doing everything the same? Or are you gonna stop arm wrestling so much time out?
Left hand. I'm still gonna be in the gym. Just light weights. I don't want to be. Like when you go to a tournament or something like that, and you feel almost like too fresh,
Yeah,
and you like, oh fuck, like I haven't arm wrestled for so long
yeah.
that I almost like feel at a disadvantage.
It's a little
So
bit of
I'm
mind fuck, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's like for me, like I still have to be mentally like sharp. So what I'm gonna do is just lightweight stuff with the left arm. Take it easy on the right. Right, just as Leo says, as long as you're smart about it, you can pull every day.
Yep.
So like yesterday, what I was doing at Scott's is with my left, practicing setups. Going high, going low. Like, oh, I was telling Scott, I was like, "How does this feel? How does this feel? Does this feel good? Like, it feels good for me. Does it feel strong for you? Like, give me
Right.
some feedback." So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Interesting. And so you were saying with the left, how many days out are you stopping? Are you done with the left as far as arm wrestling until?
I've been done with the left for 8. I'm taking, I think, 7 or 8 days total rest on
Cool.
left.
Cool. And then you plan on doing the same with the right once it gets to the 25th or around then?
So let's see. Let me look at my calendar.
And
Uh,
tell people, what do you feel like your percentage wise is for your ratio right to left hand? Which one do you think is better, and which one do you think is how much better?
my left is better in every single way than my right by 20%.
So not by much. For the most
Twenty
part,
percent is a lot though. Like
I mean,
pronation,
arm wrestling, yeah.
like pronation, I'll do, let's say, like this movement on a cable. I'm like, oh fuck, that's heavy, and I'll do it like this, and I'm like, like super easy. I'm like, dude, I don't even understand what's going on.
Do you feel like that has something to do with arm wrestling more right-handed? Do you feel like you arm wrestle more right-handed because there's more right-handers? So it's kind of like a little bit more wear and tear. So your left hand seems to be a little bit more fresh for workouts and stuff like that, or do you think that's just horseshit?
It could be because not a lot of people take left-handed too much seriously. So
So
maybe like
that makes sense. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so maybe like the fatigue level of my left over the year and a half has been like, oh, okay, like broken down, repair, broken down, repair, broken. Where it's like the right one, when it gets broken down, it gets really broken down. And so like,
That's something to study. That may be something in that. You know what I mean?
yeah, like when you do it like a little bit at a time, like your progression's like this, but when you
Yeah.
break it down too much, it's like this.
Yeah.
And then
That's
that's
interesting.
when you get injured too. Like I've injured my right like twice already.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my right is fucked.
And it's
My
always my wrist.
my right shoulder is like maybe 60-70%. I'm really 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 focusing on trying to make my right shoulder just iron because it always just feels like garbage. Edo has more hand and wrist on his left than right arm, big time.
Yeah, dude,
uh,
everything on my left is better.
Big time. um yeah, man, my right
Except
bicep.
one thing. Except one thing. Side pressure. My left side pressure is not as good as my right side pressure.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Do you feel like you're a smarter arm wrestler, one or the other? Like you're more connected?
Um, I feel like I just say like all my secrets on camera and it's stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
No,
Um,
this isn't good. I mean, I think everybody, as far as all, like I've said it before, we all know how each other arm wrestle. It's just a matter of if we can
yeah.
pull it off or not. You know what I mean?
If I lose for any reason, it's gonna be because they already know everything about me.
It's because
Um,
of this video right here, everyone.
yeah. Hey, the more people watch the video, I bet one of the 10 people watching is Alex and Jesse, right?
Hopefully.
So on my right, I'll hit. I can feel very, very comfortable hitting on my right, but on my left, I don't really hit too much. I hit for position, for hand
Yeah.
control, for yeah. That's how I do it, and that's how I feel comfortable. Come Alex match, I might feel better because of rest, and I might be able just to hit him straight through the table. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun fucking match. You and Alex, big
It's good.
time.
I like my favorite is high stakes stuff. That low stakes stuff, it just doesn't get me going. Like the Los Campeones thing, like did not get me going. I was not taking those matches very seriously at all.
Hey, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Hey,
I
as
was
far
taking your match seriously though, because that was the
as
first one.
yeah, I actually was just watching that video the other day, and I can see your face. You like right before you pin me, you like get like a and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I've ever seen it. I mean, bring out that out of head, but what were we just gonna say? What was I just gonna say? Oh, are you down to have a live with Jesse like we're doing here, leading up to it on Armtillery? Maybe like a week out or something, like to build the hype.
Yeah, sure. That guy's super friendly. I like him.
Okay, cool. That'd be a lot of fun. You guys,
I'll pretend that I'm very angry at him.
there we go.
I'll be like, "You're not on my level, pal."
We'll give you guys. Have you ever seen the like neighborhood insults?
No,
Like the you're a big fat dummy, like like really silly.
you can't
shit.
read well.
Yeah, exactly. That, or we'll do like who can compliment each other the best. You know what I mean? What else we got on here? Did you happen to see the link I shared on my Facebook for Joseph Morento or Ben?
Oh, the guy.
The guy,
Yeah,
David Six.
Oh,
I'm gonna reach out to him, I think today or tomorrow or something, and try to see if I can play promoter on that, because it looks like he holds himself in pretty high regard as far as arm wrestling goes. And if that be the case, I'm gonna throw him straight to the wolves and give him to Joseph. I put Ben in there too, just because I wasn't sure exactly what level the dude was at, but.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. This guy.
That would be the gentleman.
So we have the gentleman's arm.
Not a impressive arm compared to the guy I'm trying to set you up with, but that doesn't mean much, you know.
So what is he on? He's on the arm wrestling groups, I'm assuming. That's how he's got this going.
Yeah. Arm Wrestling Addicts, I believe, and he said anywhere in MT or AZ. MT is what? What's MT?
All I think of when I think of MT, I just think Michael Todd.
Yeah, I know, right? Is that Montana?
He's in MT. Oh, let's see if he has.
God, I'm so stupid. I went to school, everyone, I swear.
Montana, Missoula, Montana.
I said it. I said Montana. That's what I said.
Perfect.
Yes.
He was looking rather dapper.
I didn't know people arm wrestled in Montana, but then again, what else would they do in Montana?
It's just him. Well, apparently he has some mutual friends here. Damn, look at Jamie Sheldon looking stacked.
There you go.
Must be all
but
those,
you know us arm wrestlers, we all add each other and we don't even know each other.
Yeah, like people add me and I'm like, dude, are you like you're from Portugal? Like,
yeah,
I would never go there. But yeah, he wants the heat.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. We'll see if I can set that up. I'm gonna try to follow up with that. That message that you sent me was definitely Corey Miller's ELO ratings set based off of Arizona State 2022. But once again,
that's all it was based off of, I think.
But once again, that's why that is flawed, is because 70%, 80% of those guys don't live in Arizona. So why are they in Arizona rankings? So once again, you're going to have your official rankings through ELO, and then you're going to have our kind of like shit that moves that we're still working on in progress.
We have some comments here. Arm Wrestling Academia says, Zdravo brate means good day, brother. So good day, brother, to you too, bud. Says, where is the Levon being a pussy information coming from? I haven't probably haven't heard much from Levon past. Devin called me a pussy, not good, and the strap situation was bad. So Devin had a video saying that Levon was the 415-pound pussy, right? On YouTube?
Yes. And then after that, Devin got a bunch of death threats from Georgians because apparently it's like a big deal to call someone that in their country or something.
Yeah, it's like dishonorable. So they have to like defend their honor by
Yeah.
murdering you. That's right.
Yeah. So he got like a bunch of death threats and it got way out of hand. And then I think because of that out of handness, like Levon left the chat and like left everything and hasn't spoken to Devin or anybody since. And that has really gotten under the skin of Devin to the point where it's just making things worse, where you're 100% correct. He's conjuring junk. He's just bringing it up, trying to be as promotional as he can because it's one-sided and the other guy is not even showing his face in all of this.
Well, Devin likes to. He lives in chaos.
He does.
That's his comfort zone. So he's trying to make more and more chaos. And so,
if he can make this a dogfight, he's going to win.
yeah.
So,
and I think Levon is doing the right thing by not responding.
Probably.
I mean, also you have the language barrier. It's like, what is he going to say?
Yeah. That, and once it does get to a disrespectful level, you can only be so, with the guy. Before we get out of here, I want to make sure to say a huge shout out and thank you once again to Liberty Performance Gym for allowing us to host June 18th. If you guys did not know, go over, watch my Armtillery video that I just posted about the predictions and what to expect on June 18th. I know, comment and talk all the shit you'd like about my blurry camera. It's a meme now, I know. Still trying to figure it out, but nonetheless, that practice will be at Liberty Performance Gym in Phoenix off 24th Street in Oak. That is where we are going to be hosting June 18th practice. We will also be going and having our practice on the June 25th, where we watch the Devin Levon watch party will be there. Thanks, bros. Did not know about the fan stuff. Yeah, man. You know how arm wrestling is. It's fun. It's fun. An excellent gym. It's a powerlifting and a strongman gym. Yep. It is tons.
Here's our dear owner here. He's his name is Rich. It's a veteran owned gym. I mean, he was a former like special forces, military guy. So he's kind of up there. So it's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to everybody that's allowing this. This is big for Arizona arm wrestling. I mean, it's one thing to have an inside venue, but for it to be at a gym of this, a powerlifting strongman gym, it's going to look really good. The lighting is going to be way better. People are going to be like breathing actually. It's still a little warm in there. Don't get me wrong. Every time I've gone and worked,
we do have that big fan in there. I mean, but 30 guys, it's going to be a little bit warm.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's going to be that way pretty much anywhere. So it doesn't matter. Any info, contact Aaron or myself here in Tucson. Absolutely, Leo. Shout out to Leo. Thank you again, Leo. Put a mirror your camera so you can check for blur, John. Put a mirror behind your camera. That's a good idea.
What, like a handheld mirror or something?
Well, what I do is I have a big 55-inch TV that is I have on a white screen that I'm using as like a ring light, as like a white background, so that you can even see me, period. Because if I didn't have that, you wouldn't even be able to see me. And so I'm wondering if like the crackling of something is changing my focus.
Why don't you just make the videos right here, how you're doing it right now?
Well, what I'm doing right now is making it off my phone. And
it looks great.
Yeah, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing is recording off my phone from now on, because I'm also having a hard time transferring from my camera to my phone the more that I do. So eventually there's going to be a point where I don't have the storage to do that. So they're going to have to come from my phone anyways. But
because you can, once you transfer the video onto YouTube, you can download your own YouTube videos back to your phone. If need be.
I delete it once it's on the YouTube from my phone. So let's talk a little bit about, I talked to him about it last night, but about the matches that we have on June 18th. Tim versus Juanito, go.
Yeah, so Tim versus Juanito, I think I agree with you. Juanito's going to be pretty fast, but so I haven't seen Tim. I haven't seen Tim practicing in a bit, so
yeah,
we don't know.
I would have to agree. I think if you didn't see the video last night, I think that he's going to flash him round one. Not you. I mean, someone watching this. I think he flashes him round one, and then round two kind of maybe gets stopped. Tim stops him in like a Kings, but
he'll stop him here, and then he'll go. Juan will go for the press.
Yeah. Or we're going to sit there and grind for a little bit until it goes down, but I don't think we're going back the other way from there. And then we got Aaron versus Josue, which we already kind of talked about. I think we both are in agreement that we think he's gonna win. Aaron's going to win.
I agree.
I think in the straps, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'll even have to. I think it'll just be a really quick match, and then it'll just be over.
Okay. And then there's one I'm not thinking of. Not you, but who's the other one? Clayton versus Rob.
Ooh, Clayton's good though. He's good. Rob is good. He's got that like really good thing in practice when he did it to
Fast
me,
twitch. Fast twitch turn in.
but then again, what if Clayton just does this to him and holds him here and like a defensive top roll?
That's exactly what I said last night, is if he has an ass full of back pressure and pronation, then he can stop the hit. It's then a matter of who's stronger at their game, which is really what I want to see. I don't want to see Clayton get flash pinned twice, because then I'm going to feel really bad for setting this matchup. But if
Clayton might win.
Yeah, I mean, he might even.
Clayton has a good opportunity to win.
Absolutely. And then you versus Alex. I think you guys are going to slip every single time.
So that's going to be best out of 5.
Okay, so then we're going to do that one best of 5.
Yeah, and that's going to be 3-0.
Do we have refs?
Yeah, so Wayne confirmed that he's going to be the ref.
Holler. Okay, I can be
we
down
got
ref, maybe.
We've got the best in the business. Yeah, if you want to be down ref or maybe a neutral party, I know Scott West will be there.
Miguel.
Miguel will be back from Mexico, I think. And if Wayne is coming, Miguel is more likely to come. So I'll hit up Miguel.
Cool.
Those are the homies.
Yes, absolutely. All right, brother. What else you got for me?
Shoot, man. Scott West's practice. Did I miss anybody? I mean, Dino's looking decent. I mean, not much different from him.
Who is that older gentleman?
Oh, I think his name was Brian. He is, I believe, Sid's powerlifting coach.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So he's very busy, like teaching powerlifting. So I was like, why don't we see him in the tournaments? But I guess he's very busy. He's like he can compete in the Masters and kind of demolish.
Yeah, he looked like he had a strong wrist, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just like a lot of older folks, those guys just like, okay, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready now?
That, and it was always really fun because I love when the older guys have a little bit of ego, and every time he would pin someone, he would like look up like,
did you guys see that?
Who saw that?
I'm ready. Yes. Are you ready?
Other than that, I think that was the only guy we left out, but I think that was a given. I don't think I saw anybody else. Oh, Rad Rob, who always feels stupid strong. I don't know if he's still dealing with an injury or what, but
yeah, he's still. I think his elbow is giving him some issues.
Yeah, super strong dude. Always.
Yeah, but I think that covers most of them. Any other topics we should cover? Any comments from the peanut gallery?
I had a list of stuff that I went through, and I got it all done. As far as comments, nothing that's talk worthy is that I can think of.
And then the rankings will be updated. I was telling some people it'll be updated to the weight class top 10 from every weight class, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see
right?
I don't see why not. I don't really care now if he's going to put on a whole completely different overalls list. Then as long as we have a weight class list, worst place to live in USA, Arizona by far.
No, I disagree. So I have lived in Ohio, Louisiana, and Arizona. Louisiana, by far the worst.
Humid, horrible.
Very humid. Chicken was good. I don't really like all that crawfish stuff, but if you like that, then all the more power to you. There's not much to do over there. Boz, what's up? So this guy is actually a fellow Balkan here.
Oh shit!
So this guy's actually ranked top 20 in North America.
What?
His name is Mirzad Kablic.
Oh, okay. Mirzad.
So he is, 232 or super heavyweights?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to have
to. Size dude, though.
He's big. He's like 6'3" or something.
Yeah, I think if I'm thinking correctly, that's the gentleman whose forearm is like the size of my head.
But what were you saying?
Oh, we were talking about rankings as far as the top 10. And I was just saying, like I said, as long as it's weight class, because what I think is the most important part about this whole thing is that someone like a Kelso, someone like a fucking me, whatever it may be, can look at someone closest to me in weight, where they stack up, where they rank, and who I should be shooting for, who I should be gunning for. I can make 242, but most tournaments are IFA classes here, so supers. Nice. It's a strong human. But so, does that make sense, Ed? Like I personally don't care too much about where I rank on an overall list of Arizona. I don't really care too much. I know there are people that care, so we need to have it, regardless. But I think for me, what's super important is like who's close to me in weight, who should I be gunning for, who's a smart match for me. I'm not looking at the supers for who I should be pulling. I'm not looking at those 0 to 165s for who I should be pulling. And when you look at this, the way the overall list was, you just had a list of names and you had to decipher for your own. And to me, this just makes a little bit of more organizational purpose for that sense. So
Yeah, we need to put out the information for everybody, and whatever you want to look at is whatever you want to look at.
absolutely, more from an organizational standpoint. So after that, I really don't care. If we want to have a top 10 instead of a top 5 in each weight class, don't care. As far as the Wayne and Eric thing, how would you feel if this will really get some gears going. How would you feel if I had them 1-1 with a T?
Ooh, I don't know. I think that Wayne should be ranked above Eric just because Wayne beat him last time, and I don't know what sort of justification Eric Wolf would have over Wayne. Chance has me ranked top 20 in 242 right-handed. There you go, man.
That's intense.
That's awesome.
His justification is the fact that he's pulled the last 4 local tournaments that Wayne has not, 2 of which Wayne has apparently not been injured for. I mean, that's up to Wayne to say, not up to us to say, but nonetheless. But his rankings, I should be also top 15 left.
Ooh,
Interesting.
it's a heavy hitter.
Mirzad, anybody
Also, very young guy, actually.
Yeah, Mirzad, anybody that you're looking for, like any super matches you're really interested in, as far as what you've been seeing and what makes sense for you?
I think he lives in Missouri, if I remember right.
I don't even know the
He's
top
like
20
probably
weight
22 or
class.
something like that, if I remember right.
Incredible, dude.
Dude, there's something about Europeans. We're just built different.
It's in the blood. It's in the water. So yeah, we'll update those. And yeah, so I think that's all we got, man.
Yeah. And yeah, so as far as activity at tournaments and stuff like that, Eric Wolf is a great he is participation guy. Like he will go to all the tournaments. He likes to stay relevant. So
But he also wins those tournaments.
Yeah, that's true.
You
I
know
want
what
to
I
get a
mean?
lot better before getting into super matches.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
hey, don't we all? We're doing it backwards over here.
Yeah, I mean, our super matches aren't super matches at all. They're matches.
Looking at nationals here in a couple weeks should be huge.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, best of luck.
What else we got? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, this turnout, this June 18th should be a pretty good turnout, huh?
Yeah, there should be so June 18th. So Aaron shared it on his Instagram. The Gym Liberty shared it on their Instagram. There should
I have 2 people from out of state that are supposed to be there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So the green turf, is that where we're throwing the tables at?
Yeah, so let me give you a vision here. So the gym will be probably empty, right? There'll be like a couple of people working out, but whatever, they'll do their thing. We'll have the table in the middle of the gym on the green turf, and everybody will be around the table like WAL style. And then I want everybody to record and stuff like that because it's gonna be awesome. I'll have the gym has 2 bathrooms, so that's covered. So nobody try to piss in the front yard or backyard or whatever. We're not fucking animals. They have a water machine, but I'll have a cooler filled with water. That way, we don't exhaust that resource. But pretty much, I think that's it. If anybody else wants to bring beverages, don't bring beer.
Yeah.
Don't smoke in the gym like an idiot. Don't do that. We'll kick you out. So smoke outside. Do whatever you need to do outside. And if you want to help, go
But
ahead.
from a practice standpoint, all those tables will be aligned amongst the green turf.
We can do well.
I'm trying to envision, because I've been in there a few times. I'm trying to envision how many tables we can get on that green belt itself. Definitely 4, comfortably.
Well, if we do it on the green, the problem is that we need a base because you don't want to be cutting into the turf.
Very
You
true.
don't want to be damaging it.
If you could pull anybody in the world, who would it be? Oh, geez, man. Probably Devin.
Nice. You've pulled John Brzenk before, haven't you?
I've never pulled John Brzenk. I've met him like twice. Based on what I've felt from his handshakes, I know exactly what that's gonna feel like.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely
weird.
massive.
It's just weird. His hand is just weird. It's the best way I can explain it. And that's kind of where I want it. I'd want to arm wrestle somebody who's just weird. I don't know whether I'd care so much about like my favorite arm wrestler so much as someone who's just like a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Like Khaled, that would be really interesting to feel what that dude
Who's
feels
that
like.
guy with a crazy left hand in Europe? What's his name?
Oleg
Jok. Yeah. It'd be cool.
There's the Hellboy. I forget what his name is. He's got a crazy left hand. Or I think Matthias Schlick. He's another guy who's got the huge thing like Jeff Dabe. So something like that. Something where it's just like, what the fuck am I holding on to? You know what I mean? And then the other question is, would you ever have plans to go to Europe and the Balkans? Hey, my phone might die, by the way. But
okay, well we'll just end it almost. Any plans? No, dude, I gotta renew my passport. It expired. So I gotta do that first. So I mean that's pretty much it. What percent are you at?
I have no idea. Probably very low. But so yeah, if we can fit 4 tables amongst that like green belt, and then maybe have like 1 or 2 off to the side, that's 6 tables. Okay. I can't imagine we're gonna need more than that. What would you think?
Yeah. Let's have 5 tables just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
So I have 3 tables ready, minimum. How many do you have?
3.
3. Okay, bring 2. We'll have 5. Well, yeah. Bring 2. We'll have 5. Okay. And then that'll be plenty. On the green, we'll have just the 1 table with the base. That way we don't damage their stuff. And we'll move the outside perimeter stuff out of the way. It'll look really nice. Okay. And we'll have it on the padding.
As long as you know what the setup would look like, envisioning in your head, you tell me what time I can show up ahead of time to help you set anything up, because that would be awesome. It says Jeff's hand is absolutely absurdly big. It makes no sense. He grips your hand and his pinky reaches probably 5. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I can't even imagine. What's up, gangsters? Just thought I'd check in and use a stream. I can also bring my table if need be. Yeah, isn't it funny how like we went from like, oh my God, can we bring enough tables to like, okay, chill.
Now we have 10 tables.
We have too many tables.
You know what? Hey, Clayton, have your table in your car just in case.
Just in case. Who the fuck knows? We might put one out in the parking lot.
I don't know. Maybe 50 people will show up. I don't know. We never know.
Yeah, I'm probably going to bring all 3. Or if someone that has a table here, like a Ben or something, can meet me here and bring theirs with, just in case, because they're going to end up taking theirs home with them. I really do not want to continue harboring other people's tables, but it's been really nice to be able to have a guarantee for these practices and not have to worry, because that is what makes a practice good, man. Last night was a great example for, you guys. You had 10 of you all standing around until Rob's other table showed up, and it's like, oh, thank God, you know what I mean? Now we can really get to it. And it's probably the reason why you were there for 2.5 hours. But nonetheless, if we're going to have close to 40, 50 people, then the more tables, the merrier.
Exactly. If we can get 5, 6, whatever, just at our disposal, it'll be great. Get there at 4. I'll be there at 4. But yeah, cool. I'm going to buy a big ass ice chest with waters and stuff. If anybody wants to provide some drinks or something, bring an ice chest, just so.
You don't need to buy one. I can bring mine.
Do you have like a big one?
Yeah, a huge one. It's the one I brought last time, full of waters,
Oh,
and it didn't even get used, the whole thing. So we can. I'll bring that with. What else are you thinking? I can bring a case of waters like I did last time.
I would
And
appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Costco and get some drinks as well.
Aaron almost pinned Edo. I saw it happen on the video.
Aaron's getting good, man. He should do a money match with me.
Oh yeah. So
He
look at
should.
you. Look at you. Look at you trying to take my money now. Look at you trying to take my
As a
money.
warm up to John Belak, he should do a
No,
money
no,
match
no,
with me.
no.
Just see where
Opposite.
he's at.
Opposite. I'm the warm up for you, player.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
all
Ed.
right, man. I would appreciate that. That'd be awesome.
I got you. I always appreciate you having me on here and showing love, and I'm looking forward to June 18th. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Please show up. Please bring a strong right arm. Oh, and that being said, I'm always the nice guy. You know, let's work on this. June 18th, I'm literally going around with a camera,
Destroy.
and I'm trying to get as many pins as I can. So I hope you're ready June 18th, everybody.
Yeah, everybody better be recording. It's going to be the biggest practice, I think, so far in the year that we've had.
I hope so.
All right, buddy. All right, have a good one. All right, Clayton, I'll bring a couple cases of Gatorade from work. Dude, that would be awesome. Gatorade on a hot day is going to be incredible. If anybody else wants to bring stuff, food, I think will just be whatever. Um, I don't want to make too much of a mess and fill the garbage can up with too much stuff, but Gatorades are always appreciated. Y'all are doing it big. That's awesome, dude. We try to do it big, man. The thing with arm wrestling is it's a community-based sport, just like and the more people we get interested in it, the better it becomes. All right, guys.